writing and riding don't really have much in common. Words on a page can describe a specific feeling or experience, but they can't compare with the experience itself. Dave Magdiel might argue that point. Dave is a die-hard motorcycle rider who has explored more backcountry roads and scenic byways in 2 years than most of his peers could do in 2 decades. Riding is fun, but for Dave, riding was every bit as enjoyable.
It was the funnest job I ever had in my life. I was working on it full time, and so I got to do a lot of motorcycle riding and then sit down and write about where I'd just ridden. And both activities I really enjoy. So it was a spectacular experience to write this book. Showed what I had written to some friends, and they encouraged me to pursue it. In 2004, I sold my business and decided I wanted to write full-time, and that was in midsummer 2004, and I went to work on it full-time, and I had it done by the end of that year.
Ride Utah is a definitive guide to motorcycle riding in the Beehive State, detailing pretty much every touring route from the Idaho border to the Red Rocks of northern Arizona and everything in between. For 12 years, Dave explored Utah by 2 wheels, enjoying the wealth of landscape and diversity that exists along the western side of the Rockies. His love of the road was only challenged by his love of the pen, and instead of choosing one or the other, the two met in a surprising way.
Ride Utah came about when I was out riding one day. It occurred to me that there's no better place in the world to be a motorcycle enthusiast in the state of Utah. We've got it all. So when I get out and ride, it's more than just getting from point A to point B or enjoying the wind in my hair and going fast. I like to get in and experience some of the flavor of the country I'm riding through. And it was a lot of fun researching that and experiencing that, and I wanted to share that with the reader.
You know, one of the things I really enjoy about the book is that if you've got a few hours, it'll tell you where to take a nice ride, and it gets you off the beaten path.
For 2 years, the highways became Dave's inspiration, with local histories and little-known anecdotes of short getaways becoming the threads of his narrative. Ride Utah weaves readers through an engaging tongue-in-cheek tour of the state. But the book isn't meant to act as a replacement to experience, rather a companion that adds to the richness of a motorcycle excursion through the West.
One of the suggestions I make to people is that if you currently ride, take a look at the book, find a section that you're really familiar with that you've ridden before, and you're going to find out that there's a lot of details that you probably aren't aware of. And that's the type of detail you'll get through the entire book for all of your rides.
I want to get people out there and get excited about using their motorcycles to travel and go out and experience Utah on 2 wheels. Now, for the guy who's new to riding, they can go through there chapter by chapter and pick out rides and follow a guided ride and have a great time. Half-day rides, day rides. Take and pick and choose. Create your own motorcycle adventure.
From the trailheads of the West, I'm Steve O'Neill.